everyone. I'm Joseph George, editor at Education Middle East. Welcome to EME Insights. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Today, we are discussing how education institutions, particularly medical colleges, can ensure student assessments are authentic and free of AI-assisted content. It's clear that students are increasingly turning to generative AI for their assessments. The number of users using AI and passing it off as their own original content continues to grow and is expected to rise even further. Research shows that student perception of the use of AI for assessments has been evolving, largely in favor of its use, while educators remain concerned about its potentially serious impact on academic integrity. In this context, we will explore how universities can uphold the integrity in student assessments. Before I introduce our two speakers, I would like to inform you that today's webinar is being recorded. We will share a link with you soon. You will also receive a link via email. Please look at the Q&A chat box on your screen. If you think of a question for the speakers at any point, just type it out there. Soon after the panel discussion, we will answer all your questions. You will be able to find some useful content that has been compiled and shared by Turnitin in the resources section. We welcome your feedback. So I would request you all to fill out the short feedback form at the end of the webinar. So as I said, we are joined today by two senior experts to discuss how effective technologies can help ensure secure assessments while mitigating the risks posed by AI-driven misconduct. We will also discuss best practices for promoting digital and AI literacy among students and fostering a culture of academic integrity in this era of education. I would like to first introduce our panelist for the day, Dr. Arina Ziganshina. She is an assistant professor and head of the examination and assessment unit at Dubai Medical University. A leading healthcare education institution in the UAE, Dubai Medical University offers both undergraduate and postgraduate degrees and currently hosts more than 400 students. Dr. Arina has over 8 years of experience in academics and has been working with Dubai Medical University for the past 2 years. As head of the examination and assessment unit, she is responsible for preparation and delivery of the examinations in the university from blueprinting to result preparation and reporting. A senior fellow of the Higher Education Academy in the UK, Dr. Arina has contributed to clinical practice and medical education through assessment, teaching, and research. Along with Dr. Arina, we would have Amal Dimashki, Regional Director for the MENAT region at Turnitin. Turnitin is a global company dedicated to ensuring the integrity of education and meaningfully improving learning outcomes. It is said that AI engineering team at Turnitin started working on the writing detection solution years before the launch of the ChatGPT and introduced its AI writing detection feature for English writing submissions within months of AI's generative AI application release. Today, Turnitin software is being used by over 16,000 educational institutions across 185 countries. Amal has been part of the Turnitin team in MENAT region since 2020. Prior to that, she has more than 2 decades of experience working with the education sector in the region. Welcome to the webinar, Amal and Dr. Arina.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Great. Let us start the discussion with you, Dr. Arina. Could you take us through the nature of assessments conducted at a medical college or university, and tell us why it is important to monitor, regulate, or completely prevent the use of AI?
Thank you so much for the question, Joseph. In medical university, we use a variety of different assessment types, and this is the modern requirement in education because we cannot use any single tool to assess the competence of the future physician, let's say in totality. That's why we have written examinations. We have practical examinations. So written examinations are mostly MCQ based. Practical examinations, they can be standardized or it can be workplace-based assessment. And these assessments are mostly assessed using rubrics, which can be done using the software. Not only written exams can be done using the software, but also performance-based assessments. And also we have different assignments and authentic assessments, the way they are called nowadays. So these are some experiences that help to dive really deep into the profession, and they are very close to the future practice of the physician. And of course, based on the learning outcomes that we have, we should understand whether we should allow or not allow students to use AI for different types of assignments. And these types of assessment, different assessment types, they will require different security level. For example, if we deliver written exam and we want to be sure that this is an authentic knowledge of our students, we need to have a secure assessment and to disable use of AI totally. But when we do an assignment, an authentic assessment, we should understand that in real life, doctors, they will have access to AI. And these experiences, they will mimic the real doctor's practice. So that is why perhaps we should allow the use of AI to some extent, but it should be ethical and it should be controlled by the institution.
Excellent, excellent. Amal, according to you, how is technology changing the very nature of education? And what do you think is the perception of students and teachers about the use of generative AI?
Well, change is constant in education, but we've never seen anything like we are seeing today. The education landscape is undergoing a major transformation, and this is, of course, driven by the incredible challenge and opportunity presented by generative AI. Actually, at Turnitin, conducted a survey to understand how technology is changing education. And what we found out is that there's a huge part of the problem is that the line between use and misuse of technology in learning has never been more unclear. Nearly 1 out of every 3 administrators, educators, and students feel that partial use of AI is acceptable. And across the board, there are differing opinions as to what is acceptable. Another thing is that it's commonly believed that students and educators are at odds over the use of AI, where students want to use AI in their education, but educators are pushing back. Our research shows that this is not the case. Students are far more concerned about the use of AI in their education than either educators or administrators. So the findings were that 64% of students are worried about the use of AI within education, more than educators, which was 50%, and academic administrators, 41%.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so before I move on to the next question, I want to launch a quick poll about is your university equipped to prevent the misuse of AI in assessments? So it's just a yes, no answer. So I would expect you to participate in the poll. Meanwhile, Amal, uh, based on your feedback from various universities and medical colleges, are there any emerging trends around what could be acceptable use of AI in assessments?
Yes, most now still exploring responsible use of AI, especially in formative assessment and research tasks. They're exploring where AI can support learning versus where it threatening academic integrity. Some institutions are starting or already started updating their academic integrity policies to include AI use, often with a focus on transparency and proper citation. So as long as transparency is there, you are allowed to use AI. On the other hand, we are also seeing a focus on assessment redesign, where educators are beginning to shift towards oral assessments or in-person tasks, what they call AI resilient exam formats, especially areas where assessing student knowledge, reasoning, critical thinking, or problem solving is essential. So there is a growing awareness around the need for clear guidance, also for AI literacy and for preserving academic integrity.
Yeah. What do you think, Dr. Arina? What, according to you, are the emerging trends in various educational institutions on the acceptable use of AI?
I agree with what was said by Amal, because initially when AI started becoming popular, many institutions decided that we will abandon its use, and I know that certain university even returned to paper-based examination. But it was maybe the immediate response. Now the educators, they are gathering at multiple conferences, events, and they are discussing what can be done. And it is commonly agreed that we should not avoid using AI in education. We should rather think, we should first learn ourselves as educators about the emerging trends. And after we educate ourselves, we should determine which solutions will help us in training students and also in assessment. And that is why nowadays, if you attend any webinar or educational conference, there will be lots of talks about ethical use of AI on education, and nobody is saying anymore that we should not use AI at all.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so according to you, can assessments be designed in a way that the impact of AI can be minimized? Can we do that? According to you, Dr.
It is possible. And again, we should first be guided by the aim of this assessment. If we want to assess student knowledge, their cognitive skills, so we should deliver a secure assessment and abandon the use of AI, for example, and we can do it using assessment software such as ExamSoft, for example. But if we are designing an assignment, there can be the whole range of activities which will allow students to use of AI or will not allow. And some assessments can be easily answered and perfectly done by AI. For example, if you ask students to summarize the text, the research article, to identify the main ideas, it will be easily done by AI, and it will not require any thinking from the students. And again, if the instructors, they use some information widely available on the internet in their assignments, students will consult AI and it will help them a lot. But if we move to more contextualized approach, if the instructors design their own cases, for example, and ask the students to give their opinion or to give the response on some authentic cases that are not widely available, so the use of AI might be less helpful for this assessment, and the students will have to use their own knowledge and experiences from their education. And the most secure, let's say, from the use of AI would be some experiences that students lived themselves. For example, this could be reflections or field visit reports. So students need to refer to their own personal experience. And of course, they consult with AI for, let's say, editing or refining the text, but the original input will come from them, because AI doesn't have any insight on student experience, and also the instructor, provided that he or she knows what the students have seen. So they will know if the students provided an original response or is it AI generated response. But it's challenging.
Yeah, I understand. Yes. Amal, what do you think? How advanced is today's technology uh, to both detect and prevent the use of AI in writing assessments?
Yeah, AI basically can help detect plagiarism, but on its own, it's not enough. I can give you example how we use AI in Turnitin solutions in different ways to support academic integrity. So we have our similarity report that checks for student work against a massive database to find potential plagiarism. Separately, our AI writing detection tool is designed to flag content that may be have written by tools like ChatGPT or AI or generative AI. These two systems, they work independently. One looks for matching resources, the other for AI-generated text. Independent research has shown that our AI indicator does perform very well at identifying AI writing content, giving educators a reliable, at least a starting point for review. We also use AI in our authorship tool, which analyzes writing styles to help identify possible contract cheating, like when someone else writes a student paper. And we use AI to flag unusual patterns, helping educators to focus their attention where it matters. Yes, it's not just about catching the misuse, it's about actually building a culture of integrity.
Fantastic. I'm launching another poll. So basically, do you think, I mean, among the audience, do you think colleges and universities should allow the use of AI resources in assessments? So that's the poll that we are going to launch. Yeah, meanwhile, moving to Dr. Arina, what are the security concerns that you think universities and medical colleges need to take into consideration while deploying third-party software or solutions for assessments? And how effectively are available technology solutions able to address them?
Thank you for the question. It's actually, there are not that many requirements that we as educators need. First of all, we need to make sure that students do not refer to third-party resources, for example, internet, different websites, or their notes while doing the assessment. So for this reason, we need the lockdown browser option. And the second, for the assignments that the students do outside the class, that they do at home, of course, we need a plagiarism check and we need the AI similarity check. And in my point of view, this amount of tools is sufficient to make their initial judgment whether the response of the student is original. And while lockdown browser is useful for the tests done on campus, the plagiarism and similarity check for both using other, citations and AI, not original input. It can be used for assignments that students do at home. And for example, we use Turnitin and ExamSoft for that purposes, and they absolutely cover our demands.
Fantastic. Amal, what role do you think technology firms like Turnitin can play in ensuring secure assessments?
Well, Turnitin supports education institutions in designing, planning, and managing assessments. This is through its sophisticated assessment platform called ExamSoft that just Dr. Arina mentioned. And so to give you a brief about ExamSoft, it's mainly popular in programs where exam security and data-driven insights are critical, such as law schools, medical schools, certification boards, and licensing exam. As an example, the bar examination in the US as exams are conducted through ExamSoft by Turnitin. Also, it's widely used by medical colleges, nursing, pharmacy, and for high-stakes exams. Why it's widely used is because it combines the best-in-class security plus reliability and data insights all in one place. So institutions can conduct computer-based exams, whether on campus or off campus, without the need for internet connection. So it blocks access to AI tools, which most of now universities are concerned about. And also, the exams get recorded with extensive logging of every action on the exam. In terms of exam data, the data can be analyzed in different formats and various academic metrics to provide the ability to analyze student performance and identify struggle areas or concepts. So overall, institutions rely on ExamSoft as it gives them the confidence that they are running good, like super good quality of exams, and they are maintaining security.
Fantastic. Yeah, just to remind everyone here that you will be able to find some useful content that has been compiled and shared by Turnitin in the resources section. Please click on the link. And moving on to the next question. Dr. Arina, according to you, how equipped are educators today to mitigate the challenges posed by the use of AI in assessments, especially by students? Are educators
As for me,
sufficiently trained? Yeah.
yes, as for me, the level of education and training in faculty varies. Some individuals are very advanced and they follow all the trends and they learn about AI and try to keep, with the pace of technology development. At the same time, of course, not everyone can be up to date, and these people, they might need more attention, they might need more education delivered in-house to explain what is AI and how it can help us in our work. And also, when we deal with the students, we know that the new generation, I think it's called something like technological natives and immigrants. Yes, so they can be considered natives because they are so fluent with the technology, and maybe we senior people can never keep up with them, but we should try our best. And that is why we should learn about AI, how it can be used by us and by students, and what are the solutions to track the use of AI by students, and to what extent we should allow them to use it, and how it can help us in our daily activities, because it helps us to improve assessments as well.
Fantastic. I'm launching the final poll questions to our audience. As an educator, what do you think? Is there enough training that's being currently provided? So that's the question, the final poll question that we are launching. So moving back to you, Amal, according to you, how open are institutions in the region in using these or adopting these technology solutions for assessment?
Well, there is a strong interest in tools that support secure exams, plagiarism prevention, and now AI writing detection. actually, many universities are also exploring technologies that give deeper insights into the student learning journey, not just the final product or final submission. That said, adoption varies. So some are still in early stages, while others are leading the way with fully digital assessment strategies. In the last 2 years, with the explosive rise of AI, more and more institutions are relying on exam soft for almost all types of exams in all different kind of faculties, not only in medical and in law. In all disciplines where security is the main focus to prevent the use of AI in exams, basically to protect the reputation of the institution, of the students, and of the faculty.
Okay. So, I mean, do you face challenges and problems that are unique to the region when you approach universities?
One of the main challenges we see is basically the balance between, I can say, innovation and readiness. So while many institutions are eager to adopt new technology, there can be gaps in digital infrastructure or training or policy clarity, which can slow down the implementation. Actually, a unique challenge to the region, I would say, is ensuring consistent faculty engagement and training across institutions. While the technology is available, the adoption often depends on how confident and prepared instructors feel to use it. So supporting educators with the right professional development is key to making any digital assessment solution truly effective and efficient.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Moving to you, Dr. Arina, uh, can you tell us how students can be trained in adopting the best practices in the use of AI?
Well, there is no single best approach. Of course, it depends on the context of the organization. First of all, the students should learn about the ethical use of AI. So what can be the consequences of misusing it for their own and for the society's communities as well, because they're future health professionals and they will be serving people. Yes, in a very this is the dearest thing, the most important things to us is the health, right? Health of us and our loved ones. So this is very important. Then they should understand which information is used by AI. Where does it get the information? Because in medicine, we are trained to follow only the approved guidelines. There is such a trend as evidence-based medicine. Because the information is abundant, we only need to trust certain resources that have been approved in a particular way. So that is why maybe AI is not referring to these resources only, where the input is coming from. Then the students should learn either themselves or with the help of the instructors how to do prompting. Because the response that you receive from AI depends a lot on how you prompt it. And finally, when you get the response from AI, you should critically evaluate it. So you should use your knowledge and skills to justify whether you can trust this response or not. And this can also be done, let's say, in the classroom by the means of different assignments. When students are given a task, they can even have a different conversations with AI. And then once they give the response, they can compare it, for example, to the guidelines or to the opinion of their classmates who didn't use AI, or to the response of the senior doctors. And they can reflect on the difference. Why did it happen? Why there is a mismatch between the response of AI and the response of the doctor, or what is written in the textbook, for example. So there is a lot actually to be learned by the students. And of course, they need to be trained about which tools are available, which tools are trustworthy, and how they can help them in their studies and in their future career.
Great, great. Amal, how do you think students can be guided to use AI responsibly? Do you have solutions like companies like Turnitin and other similar companies? Do they have specified solutions to train students?
Not solutions to train students, but we have our last advancement in that we introduced is, or we're introducing, is basically a composition space where students can write their assessment or assignment, and where teachers have visibility on how the whole work came together. Also, that in this space, teachers can enable or empower students to use AI responsibly by integrating AI-powered tools within the solution. So this is a good way of teaching students how to leverage the use of AI, but still use it within the guidelines of the institution and based on the guidelines of their instructors. So basically, this new solution will be moving from the detection to enablement of responsible use of AI.
So when we asked this question about educators training, 54% of the respondents said, I mean, that educators are not sufficiently trained to use technology.
Yeah.
So given that factor, Amal, I mean, are there customized training solutions developed by the industry and technology firms to equip examiners and teachers in preventing and minimizing the misuse of AI in assessments?
Yeah, many industry and technology providers are now offering customized training and support for educators to help them prevent and manage the misuse of AI in assessments. This includes webinar, professional development sessions, and the ethical use of AI technology. As Turnitin, we also provide a dedicated knowledge hub on our website where educators can access resources, guidance, and the latest and best practices around the AI use in education, about academic integrity and assessment. We also, for institutions who are relying on our solutions, we do offer customized training for the users of the solutions, for the educators, and how also through our knowledge hub, how to deal with any AI score or AI indication in students' work. So we have launched in 2023 our AI writing puzzle, where we have guidance on policies on how to speak to students about using AI, about AI literacy, where all the institution, faculty, and the faculty level, educators, students should all go through AI literacy training, and it is actually the responsibility of the institution to provide training on AI to all the stakeholders.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I think we have more or less covered most aspects. So let's move into the Q&A session now. We'd be happy to take questions from the audience. I think there are already some questions which have been answered. But if you have any, you can add in more questions now. To type out the questions in the Q&A tab. So there's a question from Fatih Awad to Amal. How can we use Turnitin for detection of if AI is used in assignments, not in assessments, in assignments? I think it's a...
Yeah. Actually, through Turnitin solutions, as I mentioned before, we have many ways to. He's asking about AI, right? Not as plagiarism in general. AI. Okay.
Yeah, AI, yes, not plagiarism, yes.
Yeah, we have actually many solutions in place where that educators rely on to indicate or to assess any AI, potential AI writing in student work. If I can give you details further after this webinar, if you'd like to leave your contact, and we can, based on your needs and based on the type of assessment, we can definitely advise on the best solution for you.
Any other questions from the audience? Yeah. Okay, it seems like there are no more questions, so we are going to be wrapping up the discussion. I'd like to thank our panelists, Dr. Arina and Amal, for joining us today and sharing their thoughts on the subject. And a big thanks to our wonderful audience. Once again, a reminder that you will be able to find some useful content that has been compiled and shared by Turnitin in the resources section. You can also scan the QR code. And do not forget to fill out the short feedback form. You will also receive the feedback form via email. Ignore the email if you have already completed it. If you have any additional questions or would like to connect directly with the Turnitin team, you can either reach out directly using the contact information in the resource section. We hope today's session has given some valuable insights for educators to reflect on. Thank you all for being a part of today's webinar. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.